Acheson Artist Legacy.
Welcome to part 2 of 3 of how to do this painting. It's an acrylic painting on linen canvas, and it's 40 by 50 centimeters in size. Okay, let's go. Okay, hold up the raw umber there. I'm looking at the bottom left section. There's some black. How does it look against the canvas? What shall I do about this bottom section here? Bring out the big brush here. Big swoosh of the black. Very messy. How does that look? Like tar. Dirtying the painting a little bit with the black. Little touches here and there. All over the painting, I figure. To give it a little bit of depth. It seemed a little too light. So we'll darken up the whole painting with a little bit of black here and there. That's a brush I fixed, by the way, with a paint stirrer. Put a little angle with the black there. Some lines. Rough lines, very rough. Dabbing some black on. It's a very dry brush at this point, so there's not much paint on there. It's a little bit of a mess in a way, so that's going to need to be fixed. While it's wet, using the big palette knife there, it's about 3 to 4 inches. I'm scraping off the black and dabbing some back on from the edge. You can put some black on the palette knife onto the edge and just apply it to the painting like that to give it a hard edge. So it looks like a box there. Flip the painting on its side to get a new perspective. And start moving the black into the white, spreading it out a little, creating a bit of a gray with the brush. How does that look? It kind of matches the shape of the red, but I'm not entirely sure this is gonna fit. No, I just wipe it away. It's wet. Use the wet rag and just wipe it off the canvas there before it dries. The earlier the better. Just erase it. And some of those other marks, they won't be wiped off. They've dried already, so I'm going to come in with this turquoise color and try to cover up some of the black. Some of it, maybe most of it. Touch up these areas. Flip the canvas So it's now in a portrait stance. A little bit of the turquoise now, a lighter turquoise, trying to blend it in. Adding some accents here and there. And scratching in a little bit with the back of the brush to give it a little texture. Now to the top right here, putting some orange into the center section of this box, if you will. The black is relatively still wet, so it will darken that orange as it's applied, making it a little gray, a little more gray in color. The palette knife, about 1.5 inches. Now some blue. Flip the canvas so that I can do the next line a little more comfortably, more ergonomically. Sometimes the body can't do the move that you would like to achieve. So just flip the canvas. Flip it again. Now I'm using the charcoal. Did a couple accents there off of the black box. Palette knife with a little black. Just to accent that flow. And the turquoise with a little black. Now the metallic silver, how's that going to look? I'm going to apply the silver so I pre-wet it so that it won't stick. It'll stick a little longer. Stay wet a little longer, I should say, so that it can be removed. I'm not sure what to do in this bottom right section, so I'm going to put some silver down. Gingerly at first. Start working it in to the bottom right section. I'm starting to think that this looks like a woman. Unbelievably. That when you flip this canvas around to this orientation, it's the outline of a woman, I believe. It's a spitting image of a woman. And so I'm not liking the yellow that was under there. The yellow coming out of the mouth seemed to be coming down as opposed to out. I just didn't like the way it was flowing, so I thought I would cover that up with this metallic silver. Which also isolated or highlighted the outline of the woman a little more. Or Mother Nature image that's shown there. I'm working with that. So the silver's down, and I'm going to apply a little bit of this pink that I've mixed. Of course, white with a little bit of red will achieve the pink color. And I'm covering up some of those black bits in the middle of nowhere. Not not really joining in with the flow of the painting, so I'm softening it with a little bit of this light pink tone, pink color. Correcting it with the fingernail. Feminine color the pink is. A little more touch-ups with the finger. It's not quite coming off enough. So I'll use the wet rag, see if I can't get a little more of the black off that way. And the pink. The paint dries so quickly in this hot weather. It's in the low 30s Celsius, so you don't have much time before the paint dries, so the wet rag won't have an effect if that paint's dried. A little more pink through the box. And now adding some white to fix the edges here. Now we'll use a little bit of the white to touch up some of the black, make it a little bit less contrasting between the turquoise, light blues. Blend it in a little better with the finger. Some areas I like to see the brush marks. In other areas I like it to be blended a little more. Different feeling from those types of effects. One's a little rougher. Obviously with the more texture it has, the more rough it looks, the more hard and rough the feeling might be. Abrasive. And the smoother, more flowing, softer feeling you would get. One beside the other. Blending them together. Different looks. Adding and removing the paint. So I'm trying to remove some of the paint there. It's almost dried, so it's very hard to remove. Not happy with this bottom left section. And touching up some of the areas. Smoothing it out, blending it out a little. Now I'm touching up some of those little black marks with the lighter white, obviously, here. Leaving some of the black behind for interest's sake. There's some impasto down this section of metallic silver from the underpainting, so I'm seeing how the white will look as a highlight on top of that impasto, like a raised paint area, like a little mountain. So I put a little white on there, but then removed it, some of it anyways. Touching up some of the white here. Adding some white, see how that looks. It doesn't flow, it sticks out a little bit. So I will just blend it a little bit with the rag. I use it as a tool, the rag, not so much to remove all of it, but just to remove some of it. You can see how that fits in now. There has been some white left behind, which gives it some more depth. So we have a brownish color here. And we're going to address this difficult section, this box that's down to the bottom left, covering up the pink with some more earth tone over the black. Not happy with that look, so just erase it. Usually there's going to be a part of the painting that has to be solved, and this is one of them. That concludes part 2 of 3. If you'd like to see part 3, check out the link below. Like and subscribe, of course, and we'll see you next time.